I'm gonna bury you!
This is Joey Fury. I'm here on the geometric plane, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on Season 3, Craig Marduk. So, Craig's biggest problem in Season 2, when he premiered in Tekken 7, was his enormous hurt box. So as you can see in his neutral stance right here, he holds his arm very far out in front of him. And this whole beefy arm is an active hurt box. All the opponent needs to do is hit him there, and it counts. So as you can see, I can be very far away, and if I just hit that arm, it counts. It's crazy. I think his biggest buff in Season 3 was centered around this fact. They've given Craig a range buff on his down forward 1. It reaches very far, and I think it's there to sort of mitigate this problem that he has creating whiffs. Because he's so big, he can get clipped so easily. It was actually a huge hindrance for him playing neutral in Season 2. So he's actually got, a threatening tool out of backdash. It's still kind of difficult to create whiffs, but if he does, he's rewarded greatly for it. So I think this is a well-justified buff, but also it's going to help him out in a very big way in this season. So the trade-off on this down forward 1 range buff has been that down forward 1 was changed on block from -12 to -13. I'm totally okay with this. I thought it was absurd that it was -12 to begin with. And I think if we're looking at the balancing of this trade-off, range versus -13, he clearly comes out on the positive end of this trade. It's much better for the down forward 1 to have a lot of range. It shouldn't really be getting blocked anyway, because you should be using it as a whiff punisher. He's got so many fantastic mids to fulfill the role of punishing them for ducking, that he doesn't really need this to be -12. So I think, again, this is just nothing but positives for him so far. So Craig's down forward 1 being -13 on block is not a big deal, but he received a buff on one of his mid launchers to make up for it anyway. So down forward 3 is going to have a little bit more range now, which is nice. And he also has, of course, the launching string out of down forward 3. That's down forward 3, down forward 1. So that's 2-hit mid launcher -12 on block. But now in Season 3, he's got a full string. Down forward 3, down forward 1, 2. So if they try to punish the second hit of this string, the high will actually interrupt them, which is a really silly mind game that's introduced off this launcher now. Of course, they can duck the last hit and launch him for it, but it doesn't guarantee that he's going to take punishment every time he goes for this mid launcher. There is a bit of an exception on that. They can do a crouch jab to punish both options every time, but it's like no damage. So you're not getting hurt that hard if they are opting for the guaranteed damage. I think this mind game is really cheap. It's kind of silly. I don't know why they gave him this, but I'm down. And then the last thing is that his wall carry has been increased. He covers more ground with his VTS cancels, and I'll just demonstrate that right here. He's going to go a lot further ahead when he does the VTS cancel. So all really nice buffs, nothing bad here. Alright, Marduk players, we need to have a talk. Everybody's coming to me, Marduk players and non-Marduk players. Let's talk about, Joey, forward 3-2. What do you think about the forward 3-2 buff? Oh my, it's crazy. It's -11. It does a truckload. Bro, let me tell you something. Forward 3-2 sucks. Alright, y'all need to stop. Okay, slow ass knee with no tracking. If you make them totally whiff, just like a horrible whiff, okay, yeah, hit him with the forward 3-2. It's going to be good damage. But of all the amazing and quick mids that he has to be blowing them up for ducking and to be poking with, forward 3-2 is just sort of obsolete. And not only that, I mean, it's launch punishable. I don't care if it's -11 on block. I mean, you can just straight up launch him for this. I mean, come on. Alright, this move ain't that good. Chill out. Enjoy it when you can hit it on a whiff. But, I'm not a fan. What's wrong with y'all? Tell me this move is good. What is wrong with y'all? I'm gonna talk about two buffs at the same time right here. So Marduk received a new counter hit stun on the second hit of while standing 1-2. So when I first read that in the patch notes, I was thinking, oh no, they nerfed it. He's not gonna get crazy damage when he counter hits that second hit anymore. But to my surprise, he actually gets more damage than ever when he counter hits that second hit. So the new counter hit stun allows him to combo more easily and consistently. The second buff I want to talk about here, his down forward 4 has more range now. So what this allows is for him to do down forward 4-2 in combos after he does full crouch 1+2. So I will show you what all of what I'm talking about looks like together with this combo right here. Down forward 4-2 connects. And he's getting a full combo off of the second hit of counter hit while standing 1-2. Alright, last few things I want to talk about. Marduk received a buff to his VTS forward 1-2. It's kind of interesting. It's going to knock down every time. So normal hit knockdown. Which is really good. I mean, there's nothing fully guaranteed from what I understand, but it gives pretty good Oki. You can hit them if they try to get up with something like down back 2 or down 4. And then, of course, if they stay down, that's always potentially dangerous idea against Marduk. He's got big hitting grounded moves and ground throws. So I appreciate that there's a bit more reward on going for that option now. So the other thing, I'm streaming the other day. I'm playing some Marduk. And Wayne Gamble's in my chat. And he's like, "Oh, Joey Fury, you're not doing none of the Season 3 shit. You gotta hit him with the chop. You gotta hit him with the VTS chop." I'm like, "Wayne, the VTS chop sucks. What are you talking about?" And I just busted out, you know, just to try it for my boy Wayne. And this thing has got way more evasion. It's like, I mean, it's not crazy, but it actually has some decent applications now. You can throw this out, just go into VTS real quick, hit him with the chop. It's not bad. So it's something like that's fun to use. Add some fun factor to Season 3. And then the very last thing, they allowed him to dash farther forward and still perform his command grab. So he can like run across the screen and try to grip you up. So that's a really big buff. You couldn't do that before. It wouldn't register as the grab. It would come out as like forward 2 or forward 2. So all interesting buffs. I don't see any real tangible nerfs with Marduk in Season 3. He's just way better than Season 2. However, tons of characters are buffed this season, so we'll just have to wait and see how he fares against the rest of the cast. But I'm definitely really excited for how he's turned out, and we'll hope for the best.